Welcome back to U.S. Farm Report this weekend. Well, as I mentioned, we are at the finale of the Pro Farmer Crop Tour right here in Rochester. I always enjoy the finale, but I really enjoy it because it's the first time that I get to talk to both of you together and really get the highlights and the lowlights of what you've seen this week. So Chip, you were on the western leg this week. We knew that there were going to be some problems, but overall, what was the biggest surprise for you this weekend in the western leg of the crop tour?
Yeah, we knew that there was going to be a big problem in Minnesota, and even though we knew that it was going to be a problem, I was still surprised once I saw it with my own eyes and got out in the field and saw, you know, what looks like a miniature ear in a lot of those samples that we pulled. Minnesota's just got a ton of problems.
Was it pretty widespread?
Oh yeah. It was from the Southwest District to the Southeast District, and South Central might be worse than both of the corners. Yeah, it's rough.
And South Central is usually an area that produces what?
Oh, well, 185 to 190 bushel corn is not uncommon in South Central Minnesota, and this year I think if they pull a 170 or a 165, they're going to be pretty happy.
You saw the ugly. You also saw some good. So what was the best thing and the highlight of crop tour for you on the West?
Probably dryland corn in Nebraska. We saw some rough spots with that dryland corn, but when it's bad, it's 60 to 70 bushel. This year, it was 140 to 160 bushel. So, and we had some just go right out the top end into that 230, 240 range on dryland corn in Nebraska. So it's a good crop out there.
Brian, you were in the East, USDA monster yields right now printed on some of these states. And as you got into the eastern leg of the crop tour, what did you discover?
Well, it's big. It's really big. And we didn't have a lot of issues, to be honest with you. The crops were phenomenal. The weather was absolutely outstanding.
Yeah.
Best weather we've ever had on crop tour. And it's going to be big yields. Probably my biggest takeaway was that soybeans just absolutely stole the show. And typically it's corn. Most of it is focused on corn, and soybeans kind of take a back seat, but soybeans were the showstopper this year.
Wow. Yeah, and talk about some of those pod counts that you saw, because what's average for pod counts, and then statewide, what did we see?
Well, we typically like to see about 1150 somewhere in there,
okay.
And we were well above that in almost every single state, and we had some record pod counts and near record pod counts, and just heavily potted crop. But keep in mind also that the soil moisture.
Yeah.
Not only do we have a lot of pods, but we have better soil moisture than we've had last year or the 3-year average in all these states pretty much. And so it has the moisture to finish and fill out those pods.
You also had a record corn yield in Illinois for crop tour, a record corn yield for Iowa on crop tour. Which corn's better, Iowa or Illinois?
Oh, Illinois is going to out-yield Iowa. No doubt about that. I think that the Illinois corn crop is going to go down as the best one ever. It's just a matter of how big it is.
Think about it. We pulled a record yield from Iowa for crop tour, and the northern part of the state's got problems. What happens when we all hit a home run? It's going to be really impressive then.
Yeah, so when you talk about Iowa, I know you were really impressed with the southwest corner of Iowa. Is that unusual?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for the southern part of the state, southeast Iowa's good. Come on. And this year it's really good.
Really good.
But it's when South Central and Southwest Iowa is helping to pull that yield up, you got to really pay attention to that.
All right, well, what is the potential market impact on some of these things that you did discover in the fields this week? Because you did see some problem spots, but also some really good crops. We're going to get into that marketing discussion when we come back right here on U.S. Farm Report.
Watch Markets Now with Michelle Rook on the Farm Journal YouTube channel, keeping you updated throughout the day on the markets at the open, midday, and close. Find out what moved the markets today and what to expect the market to do next.